Episode 173. Komori's had her makeup done. They say good makeup goes unnoticed or something. Or maybe she's just not wearing any. We're just pretending. In any case, she looks presentable enough to meet the Prime Minister or whoever. It's just for some award, right? Who cares? She'll take the award anyway, though. I did actually forget what this guy's name was. I mean, not just his name, but his position. He is like the leader, right? And for some reason he wants to meet us. For beating up the Heavensward. His personal guard. What exactly was his position again? High Priest? I'm sure he'll tell us. Archbishop, that's what it was, I think. You there, let us in, and bask us in glory. We are honored to receive you, Mistress Moiko. This way, please. Oh, we took our hat off? I'm surprised. I don't think I've ever seen that. Do they manually take your hat off for some cutscenes? I guess they just did it in this one to meet this guy.
Your Eminence, it is my honor to present to you the Warrior of Light.
He gets to wear his hat.
I have heard the tales of your many grand endeavors. The Lord Commander has also been most effusive in his praise. I am Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, and I bade you come here that I might offer my personal apologies. You will forgive me for not calling upon you as courtesy would dictate, but as you can see, my more sprightly days are long behind me. But I digress. Your companions were wrongly accused of heresy and subjected to gross indignities. This, I am sorry to say, was the result of negligence on the part of our nation's protectors. Negligence born of an excess of zeal. Is that not so, Sir Zephyrin?
Yes, Your Eminence. Regrettably, it would appear that we of the Heavensward were in receipt of erroneous information.
Zephyrin.
Sir Grinno has ever been headstrong. He pressed charges before the truth had been ascertained, for which I most sincerely apologize.
An unfortunate misunderstanding born of an earnest desire to serve Ishgard, but one which should never have occurred. For who could doubt the character of those who bested Shiva and drove the Horde from the steps of faith? Not I. That much is certain.
That's exactly what Lucia was saying. I should have listened to her.
That will be all, Sir Zephyrin. I would speak with our guest in private.
Yeah, get out of here, Zephyrin.
Your Eminence, As you wish, Your Eminence. That will be all for today.
I notice we don't have our weapon either. Aemir gets to keep his weapon.
Privacy is a luxury rarely afforded one in my position.
We can't really see him too well, can we? We're kind of eye level with the floor that he's sitting on. If you were like a normal, if you were as tall as a a Hur or any other race that's not a Lalafell, this scene would probably make a little bit more sense, but we can probably barely see him from our vantage point.
Now tell me, young lady, what do you know of the Ascians?
Right. We've seen this guy before, during A Realm Reborn, the patch quest. The foreshadowing cutscene that was teasing this expansion showed him flanked by Ascians behind his throne. I guess we're getting right into it.
Much and more, I shouldn't wonder. Being the bringer of light. You should know that I myself have met with them, have entertained them as guests, even.
Yeah, I guess they want to get this right out of the way, since they introduced this guy by being flanked by Ascians, as I said, so anytime you meet him in the actual expansion, that's going to be your first question.
Those harbingers of chaos and strife offered us power that we might continue our war against the dragons. I have no intention of aiding their cause, of course, nor less of being their puppet. Yet, were I to refuse them outright, I should learn naught of their true objectives and remain powerless to stop them. Thus have I hearkened to their words with interest and paid lip service to their beliefs, biding my time and preparing for the inevitable conflict. And why do I tell you this? Because there is naught in this world they fear more than the power of the Warrior of Light.
Maybe we should, go up those stairs on the side and kind of stand on the ledge, just a respectful distance, just so we can see him. Or even back up a bit. That'd be a better vantage point to see him. Whatever.
If we are to rid ourselves of these vile interlopers, we must needs work together. With our combined strength, I have faith that we can wrest Eorzea from their grasp and pave the way for a lasting peace. Think on it.
Is this the first state leader that we've run into that actually wants to do something about the Ascians? I think in A Realm Reborn, none of the leaders really were gung-ho about it, they just were worried about their own affairs. And I guess the Ishgardians are pretty much in the same boat, just worried about their own dragon affairs, but at least this guy's talking about taking care of the Ascians. Kind of forgot. Kind of forgot a lot about the story of Heavensward. All I remember really are the dragons and some other key story points. So the involvement of the Ascians and a lot of other things connecting to the rest of the world, other than just the war of the dragons and all that, it's a bit fuzzy to me. So that's how the Ascians are kind of looped in a little bit. And we got our hat and gun back. I guess it makes sense, they don't want us to have a gun alone in the chamber with the leader of the Ishgardians. And they want us to take off our hat to be respectful. What other cutscenes in the game make you remove your equipment, specifically your hat? I can't think of any other. Oh, you're both back. I nearly cried when you stepped forward at the tribunal, Komoy. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
There you are. I confess, I was more than a little concerned when I learned that you had been summoned to the vault. What did they want with you?
An award? Wait, we didn't get an award, did we? No shiny Medal of Honor or anything. We'll get one later. I'm sure.
Well, well. A formal apology and an admonishment of those responsible. I see my fears were wholly misplaced. By the gods! The Archbishop freely admits to consorting with Ascians. So, their ambitions extend to Ishgard as well. We will have new primals to contend with ere long, of that you may be certain. 'Tis but a matter of time. Yet shorn of the support of our missing allies, what can we realistically hope to achieve?
In the midst of all the excitement, I completely forgot to tell you. When I was asking around about the Scions, I heard the most awful rumor. General Rauburn is to be executed for crimes against the Sultanate!
And here's the other thing we're looping in. Right, here we go.
If the Flame General dies, we will lose a staunch ally, and the one man capable of holding the Sultana's assassins to account. Lord Orchiffon was wise to counsel restraint, but this business will brook no delay. We cannot permit this execution to take place. We must save Rauburn.
So this is the other interesting thing. Other than the Ascians. Man. Other than the Ascians, this is like the other thing outside of the War of the Dragons and Ishgard and everything that's... Well, I guess it was kind of teased in the opening cinematic that I had in the first Heavensward episode. All of that stuff with Rauburn and fleeing from Uldant, all that. We obviously have to deal with all of this story stuff since that's how we left off. Patch 2.55 coming to Ishgard. And spoiler alert, we're going to go back to Eorzea for a brief little trip to deal with all of that. It's a little bit weird because, compared to any other expansion, I think this is the only time... I'm probably forgetting, maybe. I feel like it's the only time that an expansion sends you back to an old area rather than exploring the new area. And so early in this expansion too. There might be some stuff in Endwalker that sends you back to old areas. I mean, there probably is. It doesn't really matter. It's just kind of weird in this Heavensward one, just how early it is. No new exciting areas, just head back to Eorzea and deal with the Flame General. Gods, I hope we're not too late to save General Rauburn. I should have told you sooner, about the execution I mean. But what was the trial and everything? Though the situation calls for urgency, it would avail us little to charge headlong into Uldar without a plan. Yeah, we're wanted criminals. Before we can formulate a plan, however, we must first learn how things stand in the Sultanate. Which is why I propose that we visit Limsa. Ah, you heard me right. While you were about your altruistic endeavors, I acted as an intermediary in trade negotiations between House Vortomps and a Luminsen consortium. During said negotiations, an opportunity to send word to the Admiral presented itself, and I duly seized it. I am happy to report that we yet have a stout ally in Limsa. The Admiral has pledged her full cooperation in any effort to rescue Rauburn. Accordingly, I have agreed to meet with her, that we might discuss how best to proceed. Naturally, I told her to expect us both. Your presence never fails to embolden our allies, after all. When you arrive in Limsa, make yourself known to Sergeant Zansael at Bulwark Hall on the lower decks. He will admit you to the bridge. And same dialogue. So we're just heading straight back to Limsa, huh? There's actually an interesting thing because we should be wanted in Eorzea, right? Obviously, if you finish patch 2.55, that whole quest where you became wanted and or just waiting around in the game for Heavensward to come out, you could still wander around all of Eorzea and not get arrested or anything. This isn't that type of game, but it's just a kind of weird situation to be in, weird to think about, even if there's no real impact on your day-to-day gameplay. But we shouldn't just head back there, showing our face, right? If we are wanted in Eorzea, maybe we just kind of try to hide a little bit. Hide our face as this. Why not? I'm still pretending really hard. And Komori can't cast magic as a black mage, or we're not going to do summoner or anything like that. We could waltz in as a machinist, but I feel like just going in as a gladiator, 1 because it has the mask, 2 because it doesn't really use magic. I mean, it kind of does magic. A lot of these attacks are probably magic or something. Magic swordsmanship or whatever. That kind of looks like magic, right? The point is, I'm pretending it's not magic, just swordplay or something. And 3, I'm equipping this just because I might as well, like, divert the experience or something. Make it so that all of my classes level up or whatever. And I guess the machinist would kind of stand out in Eorzea. They're like an Ishgardian thing. No wait, they have guns in them, Solominsa. I guess we could just pretend we're a pirate or something. Anytime we come back to Eorzea while we're still wanted, I'll just come back as a gladiator wearing the mask. I'm sure Komori hates picking up the sword again, but she has to do it. We're undercover. We kind of have to go to the main quest over there, but there are a few things that kind of happen during the time that you're wanted or whatever. One of the things you can do is talk to each of these guild masters or whatever at each of the bars or the Adventurers Guild or wherever the inn is in each city-state. And they'll comment on your wanted status, something I learned only on my second character, since I wasn't really rushing through as Komori. Komori, the rumor mill's been spinning full tilt, but I see your head's still attached to your body. Oh, you recognize us behind the mask, huh? Them Uldan bastards have got some nerve pinning that shite-stained accusation on the bloody hero of Eorzea. Limsa might be full of pirates and cutthroats, but Danaland's got its fair share of black-hearted villains, and that's the God's honest truth. Now, but I'd best reel in me tongue before I get you into any more strife. The winter's full of unfamiliar faces these days, and more than a few of them make me nose twitch. As he said, anybody could be anywhere, ready to report the famed wanted warrior of light or whatever, so we have to wear the mask. I guess Pattern recognized us behind the mask though, so it's probably not a very good disguise. There are only a few NPCs like that comment on your wanted status, I think. There are a few interesting ones I can maybe run into while we're running around Eorzea again. If the opportunity permits itself. Won't go out of my way too much, but I can think of a few. Speak with Sergeant Zanzael when you are ready to meet the Admiral. He will admit us to the bridge. The Admiral has been expecting you. Say the word and I will take you to her.
Friends, 'tis good to see you safe and well. I will admit I had not counted on you seeking, let alone finding refuge within the Holy See, but full glad was I to learn that you had.
Thankfully, We had allies there who took us under their wing. And theirs was not the only aid we receive, I suspect. When we fled Uldar, we fully expected to become wanted men, known to all and hounded at every turn. Yet that did not come to pass. On the contrary, 'twould seem the charges against us have not been made public. Might we have you to thank for that, Admiral?
I see. This is either something that they planned from the beginning, or maybe just as a kind of recovery action from the storytelling team. They added this part, this line right here, or this whole part of the plot where they kind of explain why you're not just fully wanted criminals. But we're still going to pretend that people are looking out for us, so we're going to keep on wearing the mask.
Sharp as ever, Master Alphino. On Marshal Terrapin's urging, the Elder Seed Seer and I demanded that the Syndicate suppress news of the Scion's alleged crimes until such time as irrefutable evidence could be found. Our argument was simple. Lacking proof, to accuse the saviors of the realm of so unlikely a crime would have the people up in arms. In their wisdom, the Syndicate agreed, as you yourself have seen.
I'm glad they're writing in the whole unlikely part as hard as they can. I guess it was a huge stretch to even have that plot point. And again, it was a cool sequence, escaping Uldar as wanted criminals, but it's just kind of hard to actually make it happen feasibly.
There is something you should know. Some few days prior to the banquet, the Elder Seedseer and I were summoned for a private audience with the Sultana. There, she revealed her intent to announce her abdication, that she might pave the way for the establishment of an Uldan Republic.
What? But such an announcement would have plunged the entire nation into chaos.
She was well aware of that. 'Twas for fear of what might ensue that she summoned us. Her Grace wanted the Elder Seedseer and I to lend Rauban a helping hand, you see? To aid him in preserving the peace during the transition.
So, having somehow caught wind of her plan, Lolorito and Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination in the hope of maintaining the constitutional status quo. But they must have known that her death would sow as much chaos as her abdication. Chaos from which Teleji alone might feasibly stand to profit. Surely Lolorito would never knowingly... Ah, could it be? I dare not hope.
The Uldan authorities have yet to announce the Sultana's passing. To allay any suspicion that may arise from Her Grace's absence, they have issued a statement to the effect that she is presently convalescing from illness.
Mayhap they're waiting for a fitting moment to break the news, or mayhap they know of some other reason to delay.
Something else has been bothering me, Admiral. I was dismayed to learn that General Rauban is to be executed. Yet upon hearing the news, I could not help but wonder why he had been kept alive for so long. Pray mistake not my meaning. I am, of course, overjoyed that our friend still draws breath, and that he might yet be saved. But if his enemies truly wished to eliminate him, they could have done so immediately. I see no reason for this delay.
Aye, you've struck upon an important point, Master Alphino. Following his capture, Rauban had been held in the Marasaja pit within Uldar. In recent days, however, he has reportedly been moved to an unknown location. Queerly, 'twas not the brass blades who spirited him away either, but a band of soldiers decked in blue.
A band of soldiers decked in blue. Alphinode's crystal braids. Great. What the hell just happened? I guess I paused the episode? And back in, hopefully. Seems like there was a ISP outage in my area. Feels like this is the second time it's happened when I was recording Final Fantasy. Probably only just notice it while I'm recording, but it happens more frequently when I'm asleep or something. Well, we'll continue until it happens again, I guess. Hopefully it just doesn't. But yeah, the soldiers decked in blue. Let's just pretend the Crystal Braves are onto us then. They killed my internet, just to slow our advance, but we're hot on their tail.
The Crystal Braves.
I like the way he spat that out.
Aye. If I read the winds aright, the arrangement between Lord Lolorito and the Braves has come under strain. At any rate, if we're to rescue Rauban, we'll have to find him first. And you'll be glad to hear that I have already entrusted the task to those best able to see it done. Our friends of Doma.
Rauban's survival is vital to the Eorzean alliance. We can ill afford to lose him. But I cannot send troops into Ul'dah. It would spell the end of the alliance, and war like as not. If there is to be a rescue, it falls to you and yours to attempt it. I would not have it any other way, Admiral. It was I who founded the Crystal Braves, and I who must take responsibility for their actions. Spoken like a true leader, Master Alphino. By way of a first step, you should seek out our Doman contact. You will find her among the frontier hands at Revenant's Toll, working in a kitchen. Right, and as soon as we logged back in after the internet outage, we were thrust into that cutscene. Strange how that happens. That would have thrust me before I talked to the guy that brought me into the cutscene. Usually when you quit out in the middle of a cutscene in Final Fantasy XIV, it takes you to right before you talk to the guy that initiates it, but in this case logging in just started the cutscene. Weird that. Though it's useless to dwell on the past, I often wonder if I could have, and should have, done more for you and Rauban that day. Leaving the banquet was tantamount to leaving you and yours for dead. Should you think me craven, I wouldn't hold it against you. But I will make it up to you, this I swear. Come what may, know that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn can count on our cooperation. We hold it against you. Not really, maybe just a little bit. We'll just put a little bit of a curse on you. There, we did it. We entreated dark forces to visit a terrible fate upon you. Our revenge is complete. Or will be complete at some point, who knows. Would that we could join you in rescuing the Flame General, but the Sultanate would not take kindly to a foreign power on their soil, allies or no. The Crystal Braves may no longer answer to me, but that does not absolve me of my responsibility. As Commander, I am accountable for all the wrongs they have committed, all the havoc they have wreaked. It's not like they were all doing it right. It was like a certain section of them or something. We know that one guy wasn't part of it, Ryle. And I guess some other... Well, for one, the guy that died wasn't part of it, obviously. I was supposed to meet with the Domans, according to the Admiral, the best people to handle the job of rescuing Rauban. But isn't there another group that could help us face off the Crystal Braves? You know, for the inevitable gang wars that are definitely happening right now or something. Surely Komori's Crimson Blades... No wait, that's not what they are. Komori's... What's the pretend name I gave them? Komoi's Crimson Blaze. Yeah, like a fire. Surely these guys are here to help, right? Nanasomi? Mumutano? You guys can help us retake Ul'dah, defeat Rawan, Kalmomo you, Lilaba. Where's the rest of them? It's me. It's her. Komoi, your leader. Do you not recognize her? You just think some random stranger wandered in? We're here to mobilize you into action. The gang wars are happening right now. No interest? Well, at least Raging Ox leveled up. That's all that matters. Good job, Raging Ox. Keep up the good work. You're supposed to be eye candy, and yet you're keeping up with the rest of them. Okay, well if you're not going to join us for the gang wars, we'll just do it ourselves. Everybody get back to work. Some of you don't look like you're working, but I'm sure Nanasomi has a handle on it. It's too bad I can't bring them along for the gang wars. This would be the perfect time for it. I guess it's the Domans after all. No wait, our return point isn't there anymore. Used to be Mordona, but set it back to Ishgard, or set it newly to Ishgard. Alisei, you're here. You're not Alisei. Alisei isn't a cat. Right, this isn't the kitchen they were talking about. But you can't just wander in here and... These are a couple of the NPCs that I was talking about that react to your presence. We're just a masked patron here at the bar. Don't mind us, especially you. It's us. We're Komoi, the Warrior of Light, you know. It's you. When the crystal rays stormed in and closed off the rising stones with nary an explanation, I feared the worst. I'm relieved that you are safe at least. You look as though you've been through the seventh hell itself, and I'd love to offer you our hospitality, but it would be unwise for you to linger. There's no telling who may be watching. Yeah, like that guy over there. An NPC notably blocking off the way to the rising stones. Can't just go in there anymore, even though it's like your home base or whatever. During this part of the story they cordoned it off, I guess. Komoi's little corner in the rising stones behind the boxes is blocked off. And what happens when you confront this guy? Do you get arrested? No. You. Easy now, friend. I'll not raise the alarm. I'm not fool enough to believe the rumors. That said, I cannot well let you pass. Orders are orders. Seems like even the rank-and-file guys know what's going on. Or rather, the rank-and-file guys that are in the privy to our whole wanted status. Even though not everyone in the land knows about it. If I talk to any of these guys, they won't even comment on it. They're all just like side quest NPCs. But I guess the people that are put out for our arrest are split between people that actually think we did it maybe, and people that know better. After all, even they're just normal people. And then there are people like this. I don't think we can trust that one. Best not to get too close. This is why we have the mask. And here's another NPC. By which I mean another NPC added in specifically for your wanted status. What are you looking at? Have we been made? You have some nerve showing your face here, traitor. I had to haul you in for your crimes, and I would... Except you doubtless put up a fight, and I've been, ordered not to bring conflict into town. Our priority is to protect the people, and we can't risk innocent bystanders getting hurt. If I were to find you anywhere else, though, you'll not find me so lenient. Consider yourself warned. Alright. Maybe some people know us well enough to see through the mask, but... like I said, split between some people that actually believe it and people that don't. And again, Crystal Braves are just normal people too, or rather, it's a normal distribution of people. Some of them are cutthroats or backstabbers, and others are just people that signed up to serve the realm, and maybe are a little bit too impressionable. Little too close for comfort to all these Crystal Braves. And you'll find more of those guys just still standing around all over Eorzea, basically. It's why we're wearing the mask. For pretend, obviously. I don't have to repeat that every time, but... who's saying that? In here? You can't go in here. Oh, you can. I just saw a speech bubble, but... it wasn't this guy talking, was it? I just like seeing the little NPC, so... oh my god! It's him. You're part of the Syndicate. Help us out. Talk to all your friends on the Syndicate and convince them to relieve our wanted status or whatever. I don't think he recognizes us. I guess this is the only guy our disguise works on. What a shame. Oh well, we'll leave him to it. Keep up the good work. I had no idea Godbird could spawn here. Thought I saw a speech bubble just randomly. Could she be the Domin contact of whom the Admiral spoke? Mistress Komoi, I knew in my heart that you were safe, but to see you again in the flesh, words cannot well express my relief. Just because maybe Higiri stands in the background a lot and doesn't have much presence, I guess I'll just comment. She's one of the two envoys that flanks Yugiri when the Domins arrive in Eorzea. And those two, I guess you could call them ambassadors with Yugiri, kind of join the Scions in the Rising Stones. She's usually the one standing behind the bar. I guess she's over here now because the Rising Stones are cordoned off. Even as the victory feast was taking place, the Crystal Braves turned upon us and took the Rising Stones by force. Amid the chaos, some few of my compatriots and I were able to slip away unnoticed. Since then we have remained in Revenant's Toll, keeping watch over the mutineers while awaiting your return. You have done well by us, and we Domins do not soon forget our debts. We swear to do all within our power to aid you. Much more helpful than Komori's Crimson Blaze. Shortly before you arrived, I received word from Limsa Laminsa that you were searching for General Rauban. As the Admiral will have informed you, he was recently moved from his cell in the Marasanta pit. At the same juncture, Yuyu Hase and the 3rd Unit were observed leaving the Rising Stones. This can be no simple coincidence. Their purpose, we believe, is to escort the Flame General to the scene of his execution. Suffice it to say, we have people shadowing the 3rd. If you would join the hunt, pray seek out Dewar at Highbridge, where I too am bound. My comrades pursue the 3rd Unit Braves, even as we speak. If you would join the hunt, pray seek out Dewar at Highbridge, where I too am bound. No flavor. Yet again, our Domin friends prove their worth. although Rito was a fool to refuse them asylum. Alright. Off to Highbridge then. A lot of teleporting early on in the Heavensward expansion quests. Going all over the old parts of Eorzea. Getting uncomfortably close to Old Awe, a place where the fuzz is hottest on us, I guess. They'll never catch us if we can fly. What are you doing back here? And Alphinaud, you. Why aren't you wearing a mask? We've seen you with your hood up, with the mask on, at the end of the Realm Reborn quest. You should be doing that now. Take a lesson from Komoy. I guess he's not as wanted as us. If this were One Piece, his bounty would maybe be a third, maybe even 1/10 of our own. He's no warrior of light. But he gets his own bounty. He's like our group's Tony Chopper. It has been a while since I last wore this garb. Oh yeah, she's a proper ninja. Since I came to Revenant's Toll, my days have been spent in kitchens. Fear not, however. Though I have learned to wield the skillet, I have not forgotten the use of a dagger. Maybe you can dual wield them. Dagger in one hand, skillet in the other. Kind of chop up your enemies and serve them up. Eorzea. The mere mention of the name calls to mind the moment I felt the kiss of cold steel against my neck. And I guess Eorzea was kind of the first guy that showed his true colors during the whole Crystal Brave betrayal scene. The ones that confronted Alphinaud. I've been expecting you. Time is of the essence, so I shall be direct. Eorzea and his men are bound for Halatali. We believe that this is where they intend to carry out the execution. Ozan is presently keeping watch over the entrance. Let us make haste and join him. Halatali, huh? I thought we were done with Halatali, but we did a lot of things there. We did a little side quest there, just for the dungeon. We did like a hard mode version of Halatali. We did a bunch of Manderville stuff over at Halatali. I think we fought Ultros there or something. Maybe some other things I'm forgetting too. And obviously we're doing this now. And strangely, I guess I didn't do it on camera either, Halatali is one of the dungeons that you can do with your adventurer squadron. They could have totally helped me out. They just chose not to. Raubon's ties to Halatali are well known. That Ilbert should choose this of all places to stage his execution is no coincidence. The Fiend. Are there no deaths to which he will not stoop? You are come at a good time, my friends. But moments ago, the traitor Ilbert arrived and entered Halatali. From this we may be certain that General Raubon is being held within. Guess we have to choose one. Just gonna sell it. There is no time to lose. General Alden may be executed at any moment. You must enter Halatali and free him from his captors. Please see to your preparations, and tell me when you are ready to proceed. One of our own will accompany you inside. Entering Halatali as a gladiator, it's actually fitting because Halatali's lore is like an old gladiator training ground, and actually a lot of the dungeons, the normal mode and the hard mode, I guess are gladiator themed because of that. Plus that's where you also fight, like I said, Typhon and Ultros, so that's sort of like a gladiator thing, fighting them for sport, that whole episode. The point is, it's fitting that I'm a gladiator right now. Not even a paladin, just a gladiator. That's all we need. No, I don't actually... My equipment is under level, isn't it? Wait a second.
Pray, forgive me my lateness.
Lady Ugiri!
Master Alphino, I am pleased to see that the light of resolve shines in your eyes once more.
Ah, yes. How pathetic I must have seemed to you when we last met. I am ashamed to record it. For a time I was well and truly lost. But with the aid of my comrades, I have since refound my purpose, and I shall take care not to misplace it again.
Good for you, Alphino.
Since your escape from Ulda, my fellow shinobi and I have shadowed the Crystal Braves every step, in hopes of learning the Scion's whereabouts. Regrettably, our investigation has yet to yield any useful information. Pray, forgive us.
You need not apologize, my lady. We are grateful for all that you have done on our behalf. Besides, Rauban is no less a friend, and we cannot well abandon him to his fate.
Hozan, the three of us shall attend to the Flame General's rescue. Pray, draw away the guards by the entrance. Take Dowade and Higiri with you.
Ninjas.
With me!
Feeling jealous, Komori? Jealous of all their ninja moves? All she has is this lame sword. Not a soul from the Colosseum to be seen. This bodes ill. Take the lead, Komori. I shall follow close upon you. Yeah, about that. I know we're the tank and all. I only have like level 20 stuff equipped. Even though I should be level 50 and all that junk. Do I? Okay, we got this. Level 50 sword. And we've got the echo. So that's good. Yeah. Just wear that for a while. None of these particularly helpful for a gladiator. We don't need any craftsmanship. All of my equipment can pretty much only be equipped by mages or gunners or ranged whatever. Well, we got this. But don't think we want to wear those pants. Oh wait, I glamour those pants, so it's not too bad. But I think I don't want to mess with the glamour right here, so... Oh, we can just equip some of these, right? It is casting, but it should give us like some vital stats. Yeah. These should work. And of course the earring is good. The brand new ring stops being helpful around level 30. So, I don't know, just put on these two level 50 rings temporarily. And this one is, actually, wait, this one's good until level 60, so yeah, keep it on. So between this one and the other one, Vitality 25, Vitality 13. Yeah, this one is way higher. Item level 130. Okay. We've got 4,000 health. That should be enough, right? This is indeed Halatali. Kind of funny that they make you go into a dungeon for a solo duty, which was previously an optional dungeon in A Realm Reborn. And again, this is all just that weird stuff of going back to A Realm Reborn at the very beginning of Heavensward. I guess I've commented on that enough though, so... let's just get on with it. I'm not gonna die instantly, am I? Okay. I think we're encountering a problem right now. This guy is not folding like paper in front of me, indicating how truly underleveled I am or whatever. I think we do indeed have a problem. Alphanode will indeed heal us though, so maybe we'll be okay. Just gotta make sure no one on my team dies. It should be a game over if we do actually lose a named NPC. That tends to be the case in any quest like this. This won't be too bad. If I just pretend that this is like a Palace of the Dead run, then these guys kind of take about the same amount of time to kill as one of the meteor mobs that are on level with you or something. We can be a little bit patient. We don't have to kill everyone instantly all the time, especially not in a main story thing. Could have just quit out and bought some more equipment or something. It's fine, we're role-playing. Role-playing as a gladiator. In the gladiatorial pits of Halatali. Rescuing Raubon with our mask on. We're gonna go back to the machinist pretty soon after this. Now where the hell is this guy? Hey, it's Raubon. He's looking worse for wear. A general, but where are his captors? I mislike the look of this. General! Yeah, missing his arm. You came. He is bound by some manner of magitech device, yet I dare not force it open. It may well be booby-trapped. I have heard of such devices. The crystal braves will possess the key. Let us split up and look for it. Kind of fancy for like a prison. Could have just put him in like a cell or something. But funnily enough, that's probably harder to model or whatever for the game developers than this whole thing. That will not be necessary. Pray do not take it personally, my friends. You are the victims of harsh economic conditions. Happily, you will not suffer for long. The poison will convey you swiftly unto the bosom of Dal, where I hope to join you after the passing of many prosperous years. Eorzea, the backstabber. It was only a matter of time until he backstabbed us. Farewell, friends. Oh, and do try to relax. They tell me struggling only makes it worse. Confound it. The mist stifles my healing. Leave me. Save yourselves. We cannot let them escape Komoe. Force the gate. Okay, this could actually be a problem if I don't do the right amount of DPS before the poison kills me. Actually, it might kill Raubon first, because his vitality is actually on the meter. Peace! The mist must be drawing them. Get over here, you. Should I be focusing on this, or... I think they said to focus on the gate, so maybe they've got the defense on Raubon and I'm on the gate. Is this a normal amount of DPS? Probably not. Almost definitely not, right? I mean, we have the Echo. Ha! The way is clear. The mist remains. We must stop it at its source. I shall tend to the general. Trace each of the mist and the key. Okay. The Braves have the key. I vaguely remember this mission. It could be a real problem if we let Raubon die. No sitting around and talking this time. We actually have to hurry. Is this anything? No. Raubon's vitality goes up and down, thanks to Yugiri's healing, but she doesn't get the echo, so her healing doesn't necessarily mean much. Could just be... Yeah, it looks like it is actually keeping pace maybe, but probably don't want to linger too long. I do think it is actually ticking down bit by bit. We can't just ignore the enemies though. They are taking out sizable chunks of my health in addition to the poison. There's only one place to go, really. Well, no, there's quite a few places to go, but they're all in one line, is what I mean. Now where's this poison coming from? There. Right there. Anyone with eyes can see it. Or, yeah, this way. Just like Palace of the Dead. No Palmanders though. Can't become a big raging chimera. Although I guess you do fight chimeras inside Holotolly. Right, the whole A Realm Reborn, or a Weapon Reborn, whatever thing. The weapon quest from A Realm Reborn, it also brings you inside Holotolly to fight the big whatever it is, the Basilisk. The thing that casts Fear itself. That's another reason you come to Holotolly. You always come back here. It's so strange. Alright. Raubon should be fine after we kill this thing, right? At least he won't be constantly dying. Alphino, do you want to help, maybe? Thanks. All I had to do was ask. I do think my DPS is quite a bit slower than it should be. Which should be obvious, but the echo does kind of offset how much... Offset like what you would expect from the gameplay when the game first released, or the expansion first released. Alright, mist is gone. Now we just gotta find the key. Looks like Raubon's vitality is going up, maybe? Yeah, Yugiri's doing the healing. No reason to worry. I just looked at Alphinode's healing and he brought us back up to full when we were like down to half or something, so... Yeah. 2600 is more than half of our health. You can do that with just one vocal cooldown or whatever. We're in no danger. Oh, she's doing curing. Well, I've already started on this guy, so... Alright, you're next. Really should have taken out the Conjurer first. Very obvious. Fighting human enemies is kind of, well, the mobs normally don't heal their teammates, so... Oh, I should have interrupted. I am a tank after all. That was the wrong thing to interrupt. Well, she's dead. Now, do these guys actually think that we're wanted criminals, or are they all in on it? If they're with you, Eorzea, and Iran, yeah, they're here to help execute the general, so... I don't think the general is really someone that's under fire, like by actual political forces. I don't think anyone legitimate gave the order for execution, so... These guys are probably all in it for the money or something. Or maybe they're just very confused individuals. Could be a mix of both. We got the identification key. Could have ended this episode on time if I actually did decent DPS. Or if I stopped talking at certain points, just kind of wandering around talking to random NPCs that have a little bit of things to say while you're wanted. It's fine. We can just jump down here, right? Cool. Alphinode, you can... Oh, you can jump too. Okay. Right. Not on the shield, on the device. Right, thanks. Slowly, General, you are yet weak from your ordeal. Nevertheless, we must quit this place. I should have known. No wait, that's not Yugiri. I should have known. What are clever contrivances to the warrior of light? Well done, hero. Ilberd. And his two cronies. The big three bastards of the Crystal Braves. The three worst guys, I guess. You mean to struggle on, then? Very well. If you would stand in my way, I will cut you down like all the rest. Come, scions. Let's get this over with. Guess we got a boss fight. Now how are we gonna do this? Conjurer first, right? Laurentius. No hero never will be, huh? The guy that we hired personally. To join the Crystal Braves, even though he was previously a sellout to the Guardians. Kind of a foolish move to hire that guy, huh? Alright, healer's down. Maybe we get the archer next. This unnamed guy. Oh, Eorzea is dead. Didn't even notice. Yugiri just killed him for us. I'm glad for it. Didn't have to do it ourselves. Don't want that guy backstabbing us while we're not looking. Instead, we got a ninja to backstab him first. Yugiri's a better backstabber. And better than the Laurentius too, it seems.
I'll tear you limb from limb.
What's he doing? Ilberd. Big attack. Is that it? We'll give you the flanking, Yugiri. Get those positionals. We got a tank, a healer, and a DPS. And one guy on the floor. He's not a Dragoon, though. doing some cool shit, you hear? I'd say that's suitably cool. Even without gear, no reason to worry.
This changes nothing.
It is over, Ilberd. Lay down your arms and surrender yourself to justice.
Justice? Justice for what exactly? 'Twas not I who assassinated the Sultana, boy.
Ere we debate who is responsible for the assassination, I would ask whether an assassination took place at all.
Oh, clever little shite. If you think you fight for justice, lass, you'd best wake up. The truth is, you fight for whoever bloody well tells you to. Can you not see you're being used? By the Scions, the City-States, even the Crystal Braves? They none of them care a whit what you want. Only what you can do for them.
Well, he might have a point. As soon as we stopped being a Scion or whatever temporarily in Ishgard, we just immediately became the private police for a rich guy. I guess we are just kind of under different people's payrolls.
And how do I know this? Because I'm the same. A pawn to be used as my masters see fit. All I ever wanted was to liberate my homeland, and I ate dirt to make it happen. But what have I achieved after all these years in servitude? Nothing. Not a bloody thing. If we ourselves are not free to think and to act, how are we ever to reclaim our homeland? Know this. There is nothing I would not give to take back Alamigo. Nothing!
You'll not get away!
No, Master Alphino. Now is not the time.
I'm but a cripple and a fool. And still you came for me. I'm in your debt.
We are all of us fools of fate, General. But even fools have a part to play.
I guess we are role-playing as a gladiator right now. Maybe Komori has a little bit of pride as a gladiator, even though she kind of sucks as one. On your feet, gladiator. The fight is not over.
Rest assured, I was not planning to die till I'd avenged the Sultana. Still, your words are welcome, lass. Know this, Ilberd. There is nothing I would not give to see you pay for what you've done. My wealth, my arm, my life. Nothing.
General, are you aware that Lord Lolorito has yet to announce the Sultana's death to the public?
What? No. No, I was not aware of that, nor of anything else outside my cell. 'Tis passing strange, though. I assumed the bastard would make it known at the first opportunity, and set about tearing down the Sultanate.
As did we all. And it is indeed strange that he did not. Strange, or perhaps revealing. Now, I have no conclusive proof, nor do I wish to give you false hope, but I have reason to believe that Her Grace may yet live.
What? But how can that be?
Forgive me, friends, but it is not safe here. Let us continue this conversation without...
Yeah, I guess this is literally a poison trap chamber. We did deactivate it, but probably don't want to stay here. And these guys were just standing out here. The general is safe. What news was out? My lady, the guards have been subdued, as per your command. We have since kept watch over the entrance. There has been no further activity. An Ilbert and his minions have fled via some other egress. Scour the perimeter for signs of their passing. At once, my lady. General Alden, I presume, and the scions of the Seventh Dawn. Kill him. Who are you? Identify yourself. Pray do not be alarmed. My mistress is a friend, and I come bearing a message of goodwill. For your own safety, she bade me direct your steps to the Waking Sands. Know that Master Urianger awaits you there, along with others sympathetic to your cause. This is no ruse, I assure you. General Alden, if you will come with me, I have prepared a carriage that you may travel in comfort, safe from prying eyes. The Waking Sands, huh? That take you back, Alphinode? It takes me back. I have spoken with Urianger via Linkpearl. He confirms the man's story. Raban is in safe hands. Let us make our own way to Vesper Bay. Same dialogue. Well, I'm glad I still have these. Right, I forgot. I was pretending that I had these tickets to teleport around, while still pretending that I don't have magic, but I forgot I literally have tickets that actually prove the point that you can just do instant teleportation for free from a ticket or something. In the form of this, I've always had these. Of course, these only go to Vesper Bay, but we can just pretend we have a bunch of these tickets to all of the Aetherytes all over the realm. And actually there's not even an Aetherite here, so how do these tickets work? There's no Aetherite here, there's no lore reason for you to be able to teleport here. That's more of a plot hole than my pretend stuff. Maybe there's like an Aetherite hidden inside this statue that no one's allowed to use except the wealthy. Anyway, we're back here. Don't know if any NPCs comment on the whole wanted thing over here. Other than, of course, you know. You know, I forgot to actually talk to Urianger while I was wanted. See if he had any dialogue in between all that junk.
My dearest friends, praise be unto the 12 for delivering you from the clutches of treachery.
Father!
Pippin, my son, and Master Papashan besides.
Forgive me, Father. I should have been at Her Grace's side.
Save your tears. The Sultana yet lives.
You.
It was I who arranged this gathering. And judging by your perplexed expressions, it would seem introductions are in order. I am Dulala, head of the Order of Noldthor. and member of the Syndicate.
And has a stupid hat. Okay.
What you said about the Sultana, is it true? Is she alive?
Young lady, I understand you were with the Sultana when she drank from the poisoned goblet and collapsed. Would I be correct in assuming that you did not personally verify Her Grace's vital signs?
We did not, because we were busy being poisoned. We're pretending.
Why ask when 'tis plain you know the answer?
Calm yourself, General, and let me finish. The truth is not as you imagine it. You are all victims of a most ingenious ruse. A ruse conceived to eliminate the threat posed by Teleji Adeleji. 'Tis my belief that Teleji plotted the Sultana's assassination alone, but that Lolorito caught wind of his plot and exploited it to his own ends. He sought to manipulate you into eliminating Teleji for him, and you duly obliged. At one fell swoop, he removed his two foremost rivals, all the while remaining above suspicion.
God strike me down for a fool. But the Sultana, how can it be that she lives?
She lives because Lolorito willed it. Her own lady-in-waiting is but one of his many little birds. By her sleight of hand, the poison was switched for a less deadly draught before it could reach her mistress's lips.
Some manner of sedative, perchance? Of a potency sufficient to induce a slumber like unto death.
Were I to guess, I would say Her Grace is being held somewhere, dreaming dreams of a brighter Uldar, even as we speak.
Oh, Nanamo. I will never forgive Lolorito for his part in this.
Though Lolorito's hands are far from clean, they did pluck Her Grace from the jaws of death. That must count for something.
What, you're vouching for him?
And though one may call the man's methods into question, it cannot be denied that he knows the value of stability, to the very gill, like as not. He craves power, 'tis true, but he has no desire to depose the Sultana. I had never taken sides in your feud with the monetarists, but it was not for want of concern for our nation's welfare. Indeed, 'twas out of the desire to see order restored that I furnished your Far Eastern friends with information, and arranged this gathering. I hope you are ready to work, General, for there is much work to be done. Our first priority must be to bring matters back into balance. Lest you forget Her Grace's words, the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. As for the more worldly kind of wealth, I am content to let Lolorito help himself to whatever Teleji Adeleji left behind. You, meanwhile, must do that which you alone can do. Rescue Her Grace and take your place at her side once more, for her sake and that of our nation.
And that's that. And with the most hard confirmation there is, without seeing the Sultana herself, the whole plot with the Sultana's assassination was just, I guess, well, it was just for the drama. Didn't want to actually remove her from the game board as a character, so I guess they just kind of did all of that to spice things up right before Heavensward, only to have her come back. Well, not really come back. I don't really think that they really planned to kill her at any point, but more so just that they wanted something to involve all of the Eorzean parties with Ishgard, or just keep them relevant in some way, or something. At least that's my theory. I don't really know what's going on in the writers' minds, or even how they hand off, like, the reins between different writers, because it does change across the expansions. I do still like the plot line, but I suppose there are some foibles, some kinks, some quirks to it, whatever, that just make it fall a little bit flatter than certain other story beats. All the same, we're still keeping the momentum here, so I'm not going to complain. I had not counted on Prioress Dulala herself appearing. In my defense, my suspicion regarding the Sultana proved most prescient. Much remains to be done, but in rescuing Raubahn, we have taken a vital first step, towards resolving matters in Ul'dah. We couldn't have done it without you, Komoy. Thank you. Just give me something I can sell. And we can accept that next time. I think that quest marks the end of our little foray here, at least for now. If I recall the flow of the plot well enough. And we've even got a bunch of guys over here. We'll probably want to check in on them at this critical juncture. Are we still wanted at this point? I don't actually know. That's actually very important to know because I'm actually planning to head into town right after this. In the next episode. Next episode we'll be heading into town for the Little Ladies' Day event. And if we're still wanted criminals, well, I guess we'll just have to keep wearing the mask. For now though, back here in the Waking Sands for one more time, it'd be a good chance to take a break.